to almost $26 million in taxpayer money that was supposed to be used to build new housing for the homeless. CBS LA political reporter Tom Waite live in Thousand Oaks to show us what we've uncovered. Tom?
And good evening to you, Juan. So many people might remember earlier this week, the acting U.S. attorney announced charges in his ongoing audit and investigation of where taxpayer money is going in terms of the homeless crisis. Well, we've learned new details tonight that are pretty disturbing. In fact, this hotel is at the center of it. The guy that was supposed to spend about $20-something million on this motel to rehab it, to turn it into homeless housing, well, instead of using it for that, as you can see, it's still abandoned, he used it for private jet flights and for things like VIP tickets to Coachella. This shuttered, dilapidated motel in Thousand Oaks was supposed to be transformed into permanent housing for the homeless. It was part of Governor Newsom's signature program called Project Home Key, turning old motels across the state into supportive housing for the homeless. But this project, like many others, was never completed. So what happened? Where did the money go? U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley this week announced charges in connection with this project, claiming the funds were stolen.
Federal agents arrested Cody Holmes, a 31-year-old Beverly Hills resident and the former CFO of Shangri-La Industries. Our investigation has showed that at least $2.2 million was diverted to pay Mr. Holmes' American Express bill.
Stolen, the feds say, by Holmes to fund a lavish lifestyle. According to a civil complaint against Holmes, he spent $53,000 for VIP tickets to Coachella, $43,000 for a flight on a private jet, $111,000 on an Hermes crocodile bag, $5,000 monthly for a Ferrari Portofino lease, $35,000 on a diamond-encrusted Audemars Piguet watch. There were also payments for expensive properties in Beverly Hills, a student loan payment, and more. In all, his company received $26 million to rehab this motel, and it appears almost nothing was done.
Even though the developer received all the money from the state, the developer did not complete the construction.
Shangri-La got over $100 million in state contracts to convert 7 motels across California. Only 2 were ever completed. In 2024, Holmes' boss filed that civil lawsuit against him for defrauding the company, which is now in bankruptcy. Federal prosecutors say California spent $24 billion in tax money on the homeless crisis, and they are just beginning to audit the programs and promise more charges if they find more fraud.
The state asked for proof that the company had the financial capacity to build all the projects. In response, Holmes and Shangri-La knowingly submitted fake bank statements which claimed to show that the developer had about $160 million on deposit.
So pretty intense there. The allegations against Holmes could send him to prison for 20 years if he's convicted on these charges. Reporting live in Thousand Oaks, I'm Tom Waite, CBS LA.
All right, Tom.